Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it seems that there's been some pushback. Remember when I said that there would be pushback and pushback coming in the months, and there is. It seems like we're heading in the right direction. Now what we have here is that female volleyball player that was hit in the face by a biological male right in the face, suffered some major and serious injuries. And as predicted, this is going to keep on happening. We already know that one woman was going against Farron Fox, I may believe, where her skull was completely broken in. She was bleeding from the head, etc. It was bad. It is going to continue to happen unless you women come out and fight back. The reason why I say you women is because you're the only ones that can do it. The media doesn't side with us men, and we have women on your side as well that cause misogynist, hateful, transphobic, etc. Everything named in the book. So the only thing that we can do is like say, well, give it up to you women because you're the ones to do it. Now, here's the full theme that's going on here. The story of this woman getting attacked and what have you, and it's not great. Take a look. Yep. And that's what's been happening. So, without further ado, I'll show you this. What I was going to do was I was going to show you guys the guy saying about how it's injuring people or what have you. Actually, no, that's what I am going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Because, here's the thing. When you go out and say these stupid things, you're being completely anti-woman and stuff like that, this is the repercussions and dangers that you're going to get. And here we have it says, where this Democratic guy, again, he is a Democrat, we're going to be perfectly honest here, and saying that transgender, this is an attack on transgender youth and all these stupid and invalidated stats, and saying it's okay to have biological men in women's bathrooms, because, that's okay for some apparent reason. Take a look.
Politics. This is about being there for all of America's children, including transgender children who just want to be able to live and to belong and to make friends. That's something that all Americans, I believe, all decent, kind-hearted Americans fundamentally support. And the extreme MAGA Republicans are trying to sensationalize an issue that doesn't really exist in the way that they are falsely
portraying, huh? Yeah, they're falsely portraying that, there is biological differences towards men and women, and that both should not be in specific areas. I don't know about you, sir, but maybe you haven't noticed maybe you probably should know that there are predators, and women are naturally and normally weaker against men. And if a man wants to grape someone, specifically a female in this nature, it's a lot easier to grape a man. So, a lot easier to them to grape a man. So, therefore, if a man wants to indulge into this graping type of act, he can go do so because he is against a weaker sex than he is, and therefore the grape will commence. I think there's a lot of these grapes and other things that are happening that are being kept under wraps. I think a lot of schools are not letting them to be shown because I think it's happening in a lot of higher states. Obviously, there's no proof to that, so that's my assumption. But I think a lot of these things are happening, and it's going to at one point it's going to be so bad to where it's going to make news. There's already 2 cases made head news before where a child was raped, unfortunately, and that makes me extremely angry. And you're going to say these things are false. No, it's not. Take a look at what this woman here went through and her whole actions about the whole situation.
I'm a senior at HOSPITIALIZED High School in Murphy, North Carolina. Due to the North Carolina High School Athletic Association policy allowing biological males to compete against biological females, my life has forever been changed. On September 1st, 2022, I was severely injured in a high school volleyball game by a transgender athlete on the opposing team. I suffered from a concussion and neck injury that to this day I'm still recovering from. Other injuries I still suffer from today include impaired vision, partial paralysis on my right side, constant headaches, as well as anxiety and depression. I was unable to play the rest of my last volleyball season, and although I am currently playing softball, I am not able to perform as well as I know I have in the past because of the injury. My ability to learn, retain, comprehend has also been impaired, and I require accommodations at school for testing because of this. I could go on and on about how this incident has affected my life, but I'm not here for that, because I'm not here for me. Because for me, I know that my time playing is coming to an end. I'm here for every biological female athlete behind me. My little sister, my cousins, my teammates. Allowing biological males to compete against biological females is dangerous. I may be the first to come before you with an injury, but if this doesn't pass, I won't be the last. The North Carolina High School Athletic Association policy states that it allows participation in interscholastic athletics for all students, regardless of gender or gender identification. It is the intent that all students are able to compete on a level playing field in a safe, competitive, and friendly environment, free of discrimination. Clearly, that does not include biological female athletes. My ability to compete was taken from me. Having to play against biological males is not a level playing field.
Yes, so she suffered very serious injuries. Partial paralysis, concussion, partial blindness, and she's also suffered some type of paralysis or some sort of, like, that's quite a serious injuries. And this is volleyball. This is like one of the least probably dangerous sports there possibly is. You know, the worst case hitting in the face. But, you know, I'm pretty, from what I know, is that there are different impacts that men and women can take. I'm pretty sure, as far as I know, that men can take a bit harder of an impact or forces that are from men and stuff like that. And we also have the reaction time to dodge, stuff like that. Women do not have the reaction time or speed or etc. to be able to dodge strikes and stuff at this speed. Now, if we're going to go put the women in MMA, or we're going to go put women in more physical contact sports, this is going to be a massive issue. Like soccer, it's not really physical, right? But it's a lot more physical in the fact that more injuries can obviously occur. There's also women that want to go into hockey, and that's going to be a massive issue because fighting is allowed in hockey. So what are you going to do when a woman gets angry or a woman gets angry? You're going to see a man literally just beat up a woman in front of you, and then you're going to say like, well, that's just fine. Well, it's like, the hell. It's the same thing as like, it's just like, no man or woman should ever possibly beat up each other, regardless of who it is, right? But we're going to say it's okay, like man, we're just going to watch a guy, okay, well, yeah, let's just beat up a woman. All right. Different scenario when, it's a different scenario entirely when it comes down to actual physical, domestic abuse or a woman attacking you in a non-physical contact sport and stuff like that. You know, those changes, then obviously the man should defend himself and lay her out. But in this scenario, this is not the case. And what's worse is that it's going to happen to children, which is honestly the bigger victims in this. These politics are affecting children in every way possible, and it's a severe issue. Now, look at this to where this Protect Women's Sports is happening happened on Fox News, kind of was distributing for, and these women say the truth. You women, you do need to speak out. You need to be brave. You need to be able to defend yourselves because, honestly, men are not going to be able to do it. Take a look.
Victory for female athletes. The House passing the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act, which would prevent biological males who identify as female from competing in women's sports, with 0 votes from Democrats. Listen.
Not a single Democrat today wants to support women in women's sports, in complete violation to Title IX that was created by Congress over 50 years ago to provide a level playing field for women.
Kara Dansky and Leah Keith are self-described radical feminists who support this bill. Both of them join me now. Ladies, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Of course, anytime. So, Kara, I want to go to you first. You think this bill is just common sense. So tell us why you supported it.
So I'm the president of Women's Declaration International's USA chapter, and we're very happy to support this bill. It's a very clean, clear, common sense bill to first clarify that sex means sex under Title IX, and second, keep men out of women's and girls' sports. And that's a crucial component of what we support, which is advancing the Declaration on Women's Sex-Based Rights throughout U.S. law and policy.
And then California Democrat Mark Takano says this bill harms trans kids. Leah, we're going to listen to this, and then I want to get your take on the other side.
This mere debate has traumatized trans kids and their families across the country. 85% of transgender and non-binary youth say that the debates around anti-trans bills have negatively impacted their mental health.
Leah, your thoughts on what you just heard?
This is not an anti-trans bill. It's a pro-girl bill. It's a bill that says what everybody knew until 5 minutes ago. We know that men and women have different physical capacities. And for there to be any fairness for girls, we have to keep boys out of women's sports.
So with that being said, do you think by this bill passing, it's going to kind of move it forward for more protections for these, not just female athletes, but really women in general?
Well, that's the hope. Right, if we can start to make some progress on asserting common sense and women's rights, that we can roll back some of the horrors that have happened around this country.
Kara, let's talk about fairness with this. When it comes to not just young girls, but women in general, a lot of them are really afraid to speak up when it comes to this female sports issue. So you have the microphone here. What would you say to them, for these young women and women in general who are just scared to say anything because of what's going to happen and the pushback they're going to get?
Yeah, thanks. Two things. One thing I just want to say is that every single human being on the face of the planet, all 8 billion of us, are either female or male. There's no other category of human being because we're a sexually dimorphic species. And it's okay to say that. I want viewers to understand it's okay to say that every single one of us is either female or male. And to female athletes, I understand. I get it. It's scary to speak out. I have spoken out. Leah has spoken out, and we have faced repercussions for doing that. I understand why it's terrifying. And I just want to say to female athletes, do it anyway. You know, speak out. Say, I do not want to compete with or against male athletes. I do not want men in my locker room. I do not want to have to take off a bathing suit or a track suit with men in my presence. It should be fine for women and girls to be able to say this. You know, we have indecent exposure laws for a reason. Women and girls should not be subjected to having to disrobe in front of men and should not be subjected to having to see male bodies in their locker room.
Yes. So there you have it. She is absolutely right. You have that Matutana Kano, whatever the hell his stupid name is wanting the erasure of women. That is full stop of what's going on here. And the erasure of women be able to participate and do anything. We're actually legitimately moving rights. Think about what he's saying. So, if you really think that trans men are trans men are women, then you should have zero problem with any man coming into your bathroom. Right? You have zero problem. Oh, no, man. But no. I identify as a woman. So therefore, I'm allowed to go into your bathroom. Let me inside. See how acidine and dangerous that is? I can identify literally by the left's logic. I can identify as a man, as a woman, even though I obviously look male, and go into your bathroom. And then, if you deny me access into your said bathroom, I can go up to any Democratic policy or any Democratic government, go online and say, I was discriminated against from going into the bathroom because I identify as a female or a woman. And then you get in trouble for it. I win. I be able to go to the bathroom. Let me do to you what I will. I'll be able to commit a heinous act if I so choose so, because, you know, I'm a woman. Think about that for 1 second here. And think how stupid that sounds. Again, women, it is up to you to do something about it. You have to fight back. Men have no say in this. We've been trying to say something, and it's not working. Because we also have women that are against men in many other ways besides just, you know, wanting you to have it in your bathrooms. So it's really up to you guys to just do it. And if you guys just want to sit back, lay back, and not let it happen, or let it happen, then so be it. Have all your children get raped, have all your sports be taken away, have all your rights taken away from you, and have all the men be able to do whatever the hell they want. You really want a society to where men can do whatever the hell they want to you? Way worse than we have done in the past? Way worse? Then let this happen. Let it all happen. Promise you. And we'll see who the real victim is. Let's see what happens. Do your job. At the end of the day, it's up to you. Let your voice be heard, or fall into the shadows. Become nothing. Your choice. Alright guys, that's the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.